Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I would like to think that humanity won in this video that I'm going to play, and war pigs are lost. And that, I think, is another example provided by this video. Being an order or not an order doesn't really matter. The act of saving other fellow human beings' lives is what's important, this one. And as much as they want us to be at each other's throat, humanity shows that sometimes it wins if we allow it to win. If we don't allow it, then we're going to be savages. So, let me show you this video coming from Ukrainska Pravda from Friday, June 16th, 2023. Ukraine Special Operations Forces fighters rescue Russians drowning after blowing up HPP. All this could have been out right here, but the war pigs wanted to be over here. All that, the two lines here were perfect, but nevertheless, here's a picture, and then is a video. The video, it's not working. I don't know why, but this is straight from Ukrainska Pravda. I even went to another area, or another Yahoo News, the new voice of Ukraine, trying to get it. Just a picture, and again, this is obviously the the commercial here works, but not the video, and obviously the propaganda is in place. So what happened? 5 Russian occupiers, human beings, rescued by soldiers of the Ukrainian Special Operations Forces in Kherson Oblast, have replenished the exchange fund of prisoners of war to be swapped for Ukrainian captives in Russia. Instead of looking at this as being a humanitarian act of kindness for fellow human beings, regardless, they were strained over there, they see it as tokens of exchange fund. That's what they see them. These guys in Ukrainska Pravda. Beautiful. And these guys are creating these articles for us, thinking that we cannot see through them, and we cannot see what actually happened. Some human beings saving other human beings in distress. Unbelievable. The Russian command left their own fighters for dead after the destruction of the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant. Dozens of Russian soldiers were cut off from land in flooded positions in Kherson Oblast after the water spilled. One of these positions was sinking underwater, and several Russians were about to drown. Having received information about the possibility of capturing some Russian soldiers, the Special Operations Forces moved out to get them. See, all this is the possibility to capture them. Got to get them. Not to save them as human beings. I would like to think that the order was not given with this in mind, the possibility of capturing some soldiers, not human beings, and they moved to get them. So then they could be exchange fund of prisoners of war to be swapped. These guys who write these articles are just Valentina Romanenko. There she is. This is the person who wrote that article, news editor of Ukrainska Pravda. If you want to write her, right here. This woman has so much empathy, and I'm assuming she loves children and animals and humanity. Beautiful. This is the person. I can see through all this filled with hatred, and the hatred is spilled among us, actually. 5 Russian fighters were loaded onto boats. At this time, the Russians hit the boats from other positions, despite the fact that their comrades were also aboard. So, the evil Russians shot at them. So, yeah, okay. So let's go and see. As I said, I tried to play this. Doesn't work. But never mind, I found it somewhere else. Not in this one, where the right here works. The commercial works just fine. but I found it right here, and this is it has sound and video. Ready, set, go.
Так хоть беріть їх! Акуратно, пацани! Пошли тут! Пленник беремо! Є, перший прийшов, вот! Іди сюди, підходь до цього! Іди до лодки туди!
I want to hear the no, I didn't hear any shots. So they came over there and got them. As I said, I would like to think that this is act of humanity, not act of talk and exchange, as Valentina fucking Chenko wrote, or Bichinchenko, however you want to call her.
Давай мені руку! Руку давай!
Руку давай! Oh, there it is. But this is from here. Oh, yeah. Those guys think that these guys are invading or something. These are the guys shooting. Oh, here's fire from these guys. Very good job. Good job. Humanity won. Valentina lost, and the people who she worked for were there. All right, well, now you're prisoners. At least you're alive. I hope they treat you humanely, I would say, but that's up to your captors. Where is Valentina? I want to see her face again. Valentina Fakchenko. Valentina Bitzchenko. Kanchenko? I think Kanchenko works better. Here she is. Yeah, my friends, things like this occurred in each and other war between, parties. You have instances of the First World War. Remember that Christmas? But that Christmas in First World War was at the beginning of the fight when people were still, blah, blah, blah. But nevertheless, they were able to find humanity in their culture. They understood that there's something else that brings them together, even though those guys over there try to keep us fighting so they can count their money and their profits. The same in the Second World War. How many people saved other people? There are so many incidents when, if you look... you can find that incident with a German fighter jet, oh my god, airplane. It was not a, Messerschmitt 206, was it 206? I think it was. No, but not that one. It was another one. Another incident when it was a badly damaged American bomber, and it was a German airplane, fighter, came behind them and refused to shoot them. They went around, went parallel, and then he escorted this plane out to the English Channel, and then he turned around. And the pilot of these two, they met after, I don't know, 20, 30 years, maybe, I think in the 1970s, I think it was, or 80s, after all this occurred. You can find it, wrote books together, and there's many incidents when the Germans, and I'm pretty sure it was not only the Germans, but these are some incidents I know of, saved and did not shoot when they could. If you remember what's his name? It was Adolf Galland, the German ace. Remember, it was that British ace fighter, not fighter jet, airplane ace, I can't remember how you call it. Anyway, pilot. And he got shot down. The guy who had no legs, it was a British or English pilot, I can remember, English, British, that was shot down. He didn't have legs, and he was still a pilot, and he got shot down, I think, over France, and he was taken in front of Adolf Galland, who wanted to see him, and met him, had dinner eating with him, and then the British guy ran away. He just got off with his bed sheets got off the, because he was not really guarded. I mean, he was no legs, but he got wooden legs. And then he was captured again and so on. And they met again, Garland with this guy, I can't remember his name. They got together and after the war, and they were friends. Remember, if you want, and this is a little bit far away, how they try to instigate, for instance, Joe Louis and what's his name, the German Nazi fighter who knocked him down the first time, and then Joe Louis knocked him. What's his name? Let me find it for you because that matters to me. Just remember Schmeling. I can't remember his first name. Schmeling. And again, they became friends, and he was portrayed as Schmeling was portrayed as a Nazi and all that. And I think even in Detroit, that's a forearm of Joe Louis, the bomber of Detroit, but he was from St. Louis, I think. But anyway, in Detroit, there's a fist, a big bronze, I think, or it's a fist. I can't remember. It was something like, I think it was a fist. It says the fist that smashed Nazism. And if you looked at who made that one, you're gonna find some organizations over there who kept like, oh my God, the African Americans smashed the blah 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 Übermensch tralala Nazi. And these guys became friends after the war, Schmeling with Joe Louis, and guess who helped Joe Louis during his poverty? Schmeling. Guess who paid part of the, I don't know if it's all of it, from Louis's funeral? Schmeling, the U.S. government. Remember when it was, I'm going to give you an example of humanity that contradicts these guys who try to keep us like this. What was his name? I can't remember his name now again. A champion in 1936, was it the Olympics in Berlin? The guy who was the fastest sprinter, and he won in front of Hitler, or anyway. And when he came back, what was his name? Now this is important too. God damn it. Yes, Jesse Owens. God damn it. I saw his. I went to his grave. Is in Chicago area. By coincidence, because in the same cemetery it was a Romanian philosopher buried over there, Mircea Eliade. So I went to see Mircea Eliade, and Jesse Owens was over there too. So it was a great coincidence and great pleasure for me to visit his grave. So Jesse Owens, when he came to the United States, after years, he said that I don't know if this was accurate or not, but I think I read it somewhere. He said, it was interesting that Adolf Hitler shook my hand, but when I came to the United States, the US president did not, or something like that. So you see, humanity crosses boundaries of race, creed, and other things. And these guys keep us like this, so they can, as I said, count the money and so on. So I'm glad those Ukrainians saved, not as tokens for exchange, but I would like to think that for humanity, gives you hope. Even though, as I said, hope should not have a place in this world, according to Mihai Eminescu, the Romanian national poet. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.